Okay, greetings everyone, this is First Centurion 753, the next episode of Geopolitical Simulator 4 Power and Revolution, playing All Roads Lead to New Delhi, I guess. We have begun the road construction of two projects here. Road 259, I guess you can't click on that, and Road 7064. Main highways that are connecting New Delhi to the sea, to the ports here. So expanding our infrastructure. We already have highways extending throughout parts of the country into different regions. So I think we'll probably want to extend main highways all the way down. Here's another highway system. All the way up and down the east coast of the country, which we should probably extend to the north to Calcutta. And then trying to get these cities. Again, the debate on the last channel was, and I'll post the poll here again, do I invade Bangladesh or do I integrate Bangladesh by giving them business and building infrastructure throughout their country, connecting mine? That is an option. The Bangladesh question is out there. Continuing to post that. I won't do anything this series on it. I'm sure people have already voted now that they're viewing, and you got another chance to vote here, so I guess you get 2 votes. But see what happens. So we talked about the space program last episode, and we talked about our tax policy, which has worked out pretty well. 71 billion now, down from 86 billion. Budget deficit. I think we're gonna try to make, and our popularity increased to 73%. I'm probably gonna try to make the same move in February. Also in February, I'm gonna begin foreign policy and trade policy actions. The Maldives question is still out there. That's the other question. Should I crash Maldives? I think I'm going to write that down real quick, make a note so I can put a poll in the video. There should be a poll, I think, at 24 some odd minutes for Maldives. And I do not remember where I did the poll in episode 2. I can't remember where I did the poll for. I guess I'll have to figure it out. Putting a poll up, hopefully put a poll up for the Bangladesh question. We'll do it again though. Okay. That's confusing probably. So trade policy is going to be the issue. And looking at the industrial sectors here, I'm not going to touch farming. And I think I made the mistake in the Somalian series, and this was what led to famine, that I traded off some of the agricultural products, and that led to famine. I don't want to trade the surpluses that I have in certain areas, because certain areas I think are essential for my own economy, and with a $1.3 billion population, not billion dollar, billion person population, I think I can have a pretty good domestic market, which is actually a good thing. Domestic markets are a good thing. The United States has a huge domestic market, which has made it not dependent on trade with other countries. That's been its history. Other countries like China, I think something like 50% of their GDP is dependent on foreign trade. And so foreign trade can be, or GDP can either be domestic consumption or investment, government spending, or foreign trade. China is now, their policy is focusing on foreign trade, which makes them vulnerable, as well as other countries around the world. Their GDP growth policies depend on foreign trade. The United States is lucky enough to benefit from having a large domestic demand with $17 trillion. How much do they have here? 19 trillion, sorry, $19 trillion GDP. A lot of it is in domestic consumption, and a lot of it also comes from imports too. Well, imports will take away from the GDP. That's a good amount from exports, actually. More than people would think. I think something like 10% of the U.S. GDP is from exports. But then, of course, you have to minus the imports, which is greater than the exports. Anyways, enough of that discussion. For India, we're going to focus on exporting. And I mentioned the countries that I wanted to align with in the last episode. Japan, South Korea, Taiwan. South Korea and Taiwan, because that would hopefully work to contain Chinese aggression. We want to build up powerful nations on the coast of China, and to sort of contain them. They are the rival that we were really focusing on because of the border here, and they do contest us. I think they probably do support the rebels in the Kashmir Autonomous League, as well as the communist group that was supposedly down here. And then there's other rebel groups too. There they are. Communist regional group. So they probably are backing these two groups as proxies in an India-Chinese rivalry. And we should probably we should send agents to China, actually. But that's something else. We'll talk about that later. Like I said, Japan, South Korea and Taiwan, I think I'm going to send them foreign aid, actually. Japan I'm going to make a deal with. Australia I'm going to deal with. The United States I will deal with, and I'm going to deal with Israel. And so let's set that up. I had this figured out. Looking at our industries, there are 4 industries I'm focusing on here. Three, 4, 5 industries really that I'm going to look to trade. If we go into automobiles, actually I'm not going to go automobiles right away, but industrial sectors, check this out. As far as GDP, I don't want to trade off, I don't want to trade off food, but I also don't want to trade off sectors like steel that are very dependent, that are integral resources for other industries. Like, for example, if you go to, we have automobiles here, sectors, electricity, electrical materials, and steel are all sectors that are involved in the production process of automobiles. Automobiles really are involved, that's an end product. Okay, that's a final good that we just sell off. I don't think they're involved in utility vehicles at all, right? They aren't. So utility vehicles, steel again, aluminum, electrical materials, electricity. Electrical materials, steel, and electrical components are 3 of the most integral sectors that are involved in the production process of most goods. I've done this before, and I've made the list, actually. I can probably maybe even post the list on Discord or something like that. I gotta find it. I made like a chart in my notepad one time where I had every single... Then there's no wiki for Geopolitical Simulator 4, is there? If there's a wiki out there, let me know, and maybe I can add to that. Because I know I have the list somewhere in a notepad. Like all the, it's like a sector branch tree like you see in other video games. All the requirements that lead into certain products. But utility vehicles is definitely an end product here. Video games would be an end product, but we don't have a surplus of video games. I guess the tire industry would be too. Well, the tanks in our vehicles. Synthetic fibers was one I had on my list, but actually they're not really completely an end product because I think they are in like computers and software and stuff like that, so I'm going to take that off the list. Satellites would be one, but I don't want to sell satellites to other people. Silver I feel is like dependence. Robotics would be, but we don't have enough. Plastic industry, we have a deficit, a trade deficit, or a production deficit there. Paper would be, but paper is used for, I think, a lot of intellectual book production and other things, which I want to reserve that because I do want to build up an intellectual base. Jewelry is an end product for sure, and this is going to be one of the ones. I think it's going to actually be jewelry and utility vehicles to start. Automobiles could bring us a huge surplus with the United States. A trade deal with the United States and automobiles could be somewhere around $30 billion, but I don't want to increase my GDP too much too quickly. I want to keep my increases below 10%, hopefully for, or at least 20% for a year. I don't know. Yeah, 20%. I'm going to keep it below 1 or 2%, sorry. Yeah, 1 or 2% GDP increases. The growth rate's already growing on its own. After that tax deal, it's still growing. Inflation has gone up. See this inflation? It's already climbing. So, yes, I do want to increase the economy a little bit. Oh, maybe that is what led to the increase in taxation. I don't know. But I do want to increase the economy a little bit. We're going to arrange for February meetings with Israel and the United States. I am going to sell Israel. Here we go. Let's do diplomacy, meeting request. Not here, end of February. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. Well, maybe I'll do mid-February, actually. Mid-ish. Let's go for the change date. Let's make it the 19th. 19th of February, we will meet with the Israelis. I'm going to look to sell them utility vehicles. And then the United States, I'm going to sell jewelry. We'll try to make a jewelry deal in the United States. Meeting request, change date. That will be at the end of February. The next week, we'll do it on the Wednesday. Space that out. Because I do want to improve relations with these countries. And you know what? I wanted to write that down, didn't I? Let's check out what our relations are with these countries before I actually move on them. Where's my pen? Here we go. Oh, I need a pencil for this. Yikes. Alright, here it is. Alright, so United States, and this is one of the advantages of the God and Spy add-on. If you go in here, you can find out your strategic alignment with the United States is 58. Okay, human rights. Wow, look at that. Oh no, that's good. Human rights is good. Economic relationship with the United States is 37. Alright, now the trade deal will probably bring that up, but strategic alignments would be things more like, I think, associations, possibly, but definitely like non-aggression pacts and other things. Responsibility with conflict. I think conflict. Alright, I don't know what that is. The other partners we're looking for, yeah, Japan. Oh, Japan, you know what else we can do to improve relations? Giving them aid to any of these disasters that they're experiencing. But they're tough to get because the window on, like, disasters for when you're able to, when you know, like right now it's estimation and progress damage estimate. Most of the time the disaster is up. The disaster is up. You just have an estimation as far as the project, as far as the damage estimation. So you don't know how much to really donate. I guess you just blindly donate, but you have to, if you want to know like what the impact would be. And here we have 395 dead. Oh no, 75 dead, 395 wounded. If you want to know what the impact is, you have to get this estimation, and that's only up for like a day or two. After this whole disaster thing's up for like a month, and unless you catch it at the right time, you don't know how much to donate. Which is, you know, that's one of the things I don't really like about this game. So it's tough to keep track of those. So that's a tough disaster diplomacy, as you could call it, is a tough thing to do in this game because you don't know, unless you keep real close track of the disasters. I guess they're over there. You don't really know how much to donate, and you get distracted by so many other things. Let's take a look at Japan though here. Come on, Japan. There it is. And I want to check out my alignment with them. Strategic alignment is 55. And economic relationship is 33. I'm going to arrange for a meeting with them because I'm going to trade them, I think, jewelry. Am I doing jewelry with Japan? And I do want to do certain alignments strategically with them. Maybe, yeah, jewelry in Japan. This is going to be in March, though. We're going to post. I'm going to spread these meetings out. I want to do it all at once. If you do it all at once, again, you grow the economy too quickly, and you lead to more inflation. So I'm going to try to pace things out in this game. Japan is going to be. We're going to sell jewelry to them. And then the other country was Australia. Australia, Melbourne. Alright, we're going to go ahead and arrange meeting requests there. This will be at the end of March. Change date, March 31st. And we're going to sell them utility vehicles. So those are the two industries we're going to focus on. Utility vehicles and jewelry. We're going to focus on selling those. And if you look at jewelry, well, let's go check these out real quick. If you look at jewelry, Again, this is kind of an end product, but even so, our production is pretty high, and there's a lot that we can sell. And I'm looking at the United States. We're only going to sell them about 13,000, and Japan 3,000. So with that, we still have a pretty decent amount, I think. Or no, we're down a little bit. What's that, 17? Oh no, yeah, 17 surplus. 17,000 surplus based on this production numbers, and it's only for 16,000 that we'll sell off. So that's pretty good, but one thing I am concerned more about is with the utility vehicles. Looking at the sales here with utility vehicles, there's about 120,000 surplus of utility vehicles with current production levels, and I plan on selling 23,000. I can sell 23,000 to the Israelis for 2.6 billion, and then 108,000 to the Australians for 12 billion. And that's going to kind of put us at our capacity. And I want to, keep enough utility vehicles around so in case my demand goes up. And we do really well with steel, aluminum, and electricity, but we don't have a lot on electrical materials. So what I'm actually going to do, and because electrical materials is a sector that supports a lot of other sectors, I'm going to go ahead and work with the electrical materials industry a little bit, and there's a reason why I'm doing this. If you look at corporate taxes, I analyzed this, I did a lot of analysis here. Take a look at corporate taxes here. Where are we here? Oh, what was I doing? Maybe it was GDP. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, alright, so it's a big sector. It's our fourth largest industry. Taxes do not bring in a ton of income. It's less than $1 million, but look at the employment level. The employment level... Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't our second... Sorry, it's our second largest employment level. It's our 1, 2, 3, 4... 10th largest industry. But a lot of these industries I don't want to sell. I don't want to sell my building industry. Chemical industry I was thinking about selling. Steel I definitely don't want to sell. I want to maintain that surplus and expand there. Software industry I didn't have enough. I'm consuming more than I'm producing, I think. Cement I don't want to sell that off. Soda I could possibly sell off. I didn't look at soda. They don't employ a lot. But electrical materials does employ. They have a pretty high employment to production ratio here. Software industry is the most, so we should probably do something for software industry too. They bring a lot of taxes, but I think I'm going to go ahead and exempt electrical materials taxes because not a big deal, brings in a lot of jobs, and will also support the utility vehicle industry, which we're going to be selling off all our surplus, and I want to maintain a decent surplus there. So let's go ahead and exonerate. Boom, electrical materials. Alright, so this is in-depth industrial analysis. I'm sorry, I apologize. Taking a lot of time here. We set up our meetings. Look at this. Our highways are under construction. Here we go. A large construction project has begun. Tourism has gone up. Automobiles up. Road transport's up. That's all up. Waste of public funds. Damn it. Here we go. The large construction project has begun, and we can already draw some conclusions. First of all, this is good for national tourism, which will benefit from new infrastructure. Finally, regions and cities served by the new freeway are really bad choices. Come on. I gotta connect every city. There were much more important needs elsewhere that need to be met. Oh boy, waste of public money. Not good. Launching construction, this is basically the same comment. Alright, so I don't know where to pick the best programs. Creation of a new ambitious space program. Russia has just created a new program. Has never been done until now. You can consult with them, perhaps create a budget proposal in order to participate. I wonder, is that another element of diplomacy added to this game? Can I consult with these? What did they do? What did the Russians do? I don't know where the Russians are. That's American. Is that the Russians? That's Luxembourg. Luxembourg has a space program. Are you kidding me? There's the Russian program. Just initiated. Manned orbital flights to asteroids. Ooh. Current budget is horrible. Alright. I think I want to participate in this. Sad findings. People are unhappy. Oh no. Participate in program. Let's take a look real quick. Relaunch module is not available. Living long-term in space. This is 2026 though. I'm gonna do it. Alright, so we have oh, the European Space Agency seems to have jumped in there as well. Well, I don't know what's going on there. Can we drop our commitment? Get rid of that. Happiness declines in India. Give me a break. Okay, January. We're moving into January. I think another tax bill maybe called for before we establish these trade deals. You think I can pass it? I wonder if I can even pass another tax bill. I'm going to toy with it a little bit, I think. Let's go into taxation. Maybe I should wait. Should I wait? 71. We could cut the deficit probably into the 50s. It hasn't been a month since we passed the bill. I'm going to let a month go by at least. Okay. So, our trade policies are going to include... Ooh, look at this, National Festival. They're going to include Japan, Australia, and Israel and the United States for now. Another approach I could do is to join some organizations. A lot of stuff going on here. Oh, there we go.
Our
the Olympics.
sportsmen are ready.
We'll give them some encouragement. Watch out for growth. We got too much growth, probably. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? If we got too much growth now... Whoa! Prime Minister, the launch will take place in 1 week. Don't miss it. Lack of spaces in secondary school system. Yikes. A lot of problems in this country. Alright, let's focus on this space program right now. See what happens here. This is a new and interesting element to the game. I gotta probably play this a lot slower. There's a lot of stuff going on. But at least I exonerated electrical materials. So our launch for the moon, I think, right? We're sending a probe to the moon, yeah. On the 5th, 2 days. Alright, and we are the initiator. We're launching from Russia, and Canada is throwing in another $28 billion to help. We've got all the technology that's needed. And let's just see what happens, I guess. We're going to the moon. There's a space station. Going to the moon. Moon description. Moon is the only natural satellite of Earth at a distance of more than 380,000 kilometers. Man first set foot on the moon during the American Apollo 11 mission, July 20th, 1969.
Just a week to go.
Good, we got the Olympics coming up. Its proximity to Earth, its weak but sufficient gravity, and its recently discovered presence of water allows the possibility of human exploration of the moon, even establishment of permanent base, despite the lack of atmosphere and pervasive regolith. I don't know what that is. A very abrasive powder of lunar rock. And I guess you could go to Wikipedia here and maybe get an even greater description. Well, this is cool. Lunar landing, lunar exploration. New season in HD. What is that? It would be awesome if you could give a great boost to the Here we go. Something's going on here. The countdown has started. I invite you to come and watch the launch. I accept. Ah, nice.
9,
Nice. I love this.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. We're launching in Russia. Get up there, baby. Come on. There is a chance that this mission might not be successful, too. Looks like they got a couple launch pads out there. I want to play Kerbal Space. Who wants to see that in this channel? I've played that before. Oh, wow. And there was a video icon down there. 2 launch pads out here in this region of Russia. That's Kazakhstan. It's like Soviet era launch sites. Empire of Cards. House of Cards. New season is in a few months. They want broadband. Where is the broadband? That's one thing. I still don't know where to find that. That's something I gotta find. Media. Construction. Aha! Found it! Alright. Values are expressed in percentage of the population covered. Okay, let's take a pause here. I might need to expand my broadband internet. Broadband is an internet technology that works on existing telephone wires. It offers bandwidth of 2 to 20 megabytes per second, mostly developed since the beginning of 2000. It is now an aging technology forgotten in favor of super high speed, but it might be enough. Percentage covered for population. Holy crap. No way. That was a lot. Let me just check that out again. 5 years. That is $2 trillion to give everybody broadband. No way in heck are we going to do that. But let's see if I can increase this 10%. 17 billion. That's way too much annual reimbursement. How about if I double it? We'll just do 5%. $3 billion. This was supposed to be the cheap version. Cancel this. Percentage of... Why do I focus on this stuff? Mobile telephony. What the heck is that? Basic communication. Super high speed fiber. $2 billion annual reimbursement for 1% of super high speed fiber. I am not ready for this. I'm not ready to make these kinds of investments in internet. What is this? Is this cheap? No. None of this is cheap. This is all very expensive. Legislation? Can I do any legislation? No. Okay, we're gonna pause on that for a while. Can I check the progress of the space program? Space research. The moon program is the one we're looking for here. Launch date. Objective will be achieved on February the 11th. 20% risk of failure. Okay, so this is going to be foreign policy. Just gonna, I guess, play this till we see if we land on the moon here. Yep, we're about 28 minutes. Episode title: Foreign Policy and landing on the moon. If we actually land on the moon. Foreign policy and moon launch. I'll say that. And then we don't know if we're actually going to land. Little suspense, which is coming up right now. There we go. Opening of the Winter Olympics. Recruitment.
The national
Yeah. Winter Olympics has begun, which are still going on right now. And do we make it? Did we make it to the moon? We're going to find that out right now. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted to look at. What are these things? Solar panels and wind farms. We got a lot of solar panels. That's interesting. So wait, did we make it? There should be like some sort of animation or announcement. No, here we go. Oh, this is an application was denied to the Russian program. Interesting. Recruitment. What happened to the moon mission? Oh, end mission is 2019. Okay, we got a while for that. Sorry about that. Okay, that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and comment down below. Feel free to comment at all times. If you want to support me on Patreon, the link is also in the description. And let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next episode.